Hello, hello, hello. Yes, new stuff, new stuff. What is it? New cards, PogChamp? Anyway, the new cards. Like, I did a little thread in like Twitter and Blue Sky, but I've been playing around with this more, and I'm just seeing so much how easy it is to set up like 4 interactions, almost always with because of zero, and then like Lemnis Gate is fine. Like, I don't think it is necessarily even a 3 off, but currently I think it might be. And well, the list is. Wait, I don't have terraforming in this list. I was wondering why I like never threw it in my testing hands, but I should definitely have one. Anyway, the logic here. I do have reinforcement of the army at least. Good. Yeah, like the wild no hand traps build is the like first one I want to be talking about. We'll get just got like one goods. Like good is great, but 3 is always a bit bricky as it's a one hard ones and you draw a lot. I would also kind of want to cut upstarts most likely, or like just the need for spells is so much easier now. You used to need so many. Like you were basically dead if you didn't have 3 spells in grave, but now it's so much easier to just chill with like 2, maybe 3. Like you get the 3 eventually, but you do want to get at least 2 in grave. Anyway, let's go like show on like all the little things. And it's so sad that like they don't add the Link 1 yet, like the Shonen promo, because like it will be good like eventually when we get it. Well, not certainly good, but like we you would need just something that isn't like completely dead like Hayate and Kaina, but also like Kagari only recycles cards from grave, and if you start something like a Hornet drones, then you just kind of go to Shishoku because you don't need the Hornet drones back and you don't want to waste a Kagari. Though nowadays it's less of an issue to use up Kagaris because you can recycle them and like you could like if extra deck. Oh, I didn't even talk about the extra deck cuts. Like only non-striker here is SP. I did cut the access code because we have non-targeting bounces now and a non-targeting destruction. So only thing really access code is gonna be doing is attacking over like swing big damage, but with zero we can also swing big damage without it. And anyways, let's like show off the if we can get like a good thing going, and then it would be like area 0, or like just how easy it is to just get 3 going, or like 3-ish interactions. Now here we get Hornet drones, then we can probably like we shoot Kagari here just to add back one of these, either or. I would probably take afterburners for next turn, but that's a personal preference if anything. Then like you can go Shizuku, and now we would have 2 from back coat and Widow. Black coat is again like this is the problem of striker is that our interaction is only good as the targets that opponent is gonna have for it. So sometimes Widow, I mean, Shark Cannon might not be an interaction at all, or it might be like turn ending. You know, the swings same way here. Like Black Coat is good as a set, but you need to get info on what's opponents on. Anyway, the big thing that we get from like Zero adds so much value to Shiz now and linkage, because you can like Shiz end phase add linkage, then activate linkage, go into Zero, because I hope everyone realized that Zero is one of the kind of like Engage Zero can, and you know, what do you know, might be a theme here, but anyway, the point is Engage Zero, just like Engage Zero, Zero can just be cheated out by Ray and linkage. And now, like, if in Engage you can search linkage with Shizuku, and then Zero can search Engage at end phase, and then it is also a pop on opponent's turn. So we have 3 interactions here from a fairly terrible hand. Like, I'm not sure, like, if you want hand traps, you probably need to cut Trust out. There's a lot of things that are now movable, that because the just getting to Sky Striker Ace monsters is so much more powerful now. Okay, well, this is just Pogger's hand. There's a few ways you could play this, but I think the most obvious way is... Let's keep this hand in mind, and I'll show around a bit, like, what the different things you could do with this. Is something like add Rose here. Rose, and then Ray, Rose, make Camellia. I'm also working under the assumption we do get like Camellia and all Engage Zero in the future set, like probably Duelist Advance as imports, and then hopefully we'd also get the prototype Sky Striker Ace. Anyway, here we could dump Engage, then we can add Engage, then we use something like Foolish Burial Goods. Actually should have done this beforehand, this, and then send Lemnis Gate, because Lemnis Gate is actually so good as a good Foolish Burial Goods targets, and that's why I'm like considering playing 3 of it as well, because this is an easy setup for turn 1 where you get 2 spells for the price of 1, and then it can be interaction later. Like in this specific case we would have the upstart, so we could also just dump a Black Goat Laughs. But anyway, we can engage into like a Widow, draw 1, then draw 2. Okay, so while this might not seem too much of a things, but yeah, we could search like, I don't know, for follow-up turn. You probably just want a like Widow or something. Anyway, something. Then we can go linkage again, go into Zero, and then search our deck for a Engage. Now, for opponent's turn, like we have Widow to steal, then Zero to pop 1, then when they summon, you can summon Ray and Rose from, this time from grave, but then you can use, it depends on the situation, you can use Lemnis Gate as a banish, like as soon as you bring out Ray and Rose to make like Azalea, but you can also wait, like if there's nothing to, like you pop their normal summon, and then they wouldn't have any other cards on the field. There's no reason to link summon. You can go like later when you do want to. You can go Ray into Kagari into add back engage, and then link summon Zeke, and then like this is again the second banish, leaving opponent a lot less. You know, these are kind of hard to interact. Like Zero doesn't target when it pops, so it's harder to dodge. Then Zero does get ashed probably a lot, but a lot of cards in this deck need to be ashed, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. And then yeah, we would have banished that. Feminist Gate to get a Zeke banished, that's second interaction. Then we would still have Widow to steal. And then potentially second linkage for survival or engage Zero for another negate. But again, like we started off, like we still get at least 3-ish interactions. Well, here we had 4, but no engine, which is like the downside of Striker, as always, is when you don't draw engine, you don't draw engine. Like here would be probably a there's every 0. Then we could cycle like Droplet for, well, we did hit something, and then we can engage for multi-roll send, special Ray, make Kagari, add engage, use engage. Now we have 3 spells in grave. Oh, those back to the deck. Anyway, we still have 3 spells in grave after engage, so we could, for example, here probably Shark Cannon. Like if we know what's opponent's on, we want the diversify our interactions maybe a bit, then draw 1. Actually, we had called by, so probably would have been a Widow. Anyway, the point is, okay, that's not a great draw, but still, we are kind of gaming. Then we can go Shiz. And here actually it's a good place to demonstrate the problem with playing multi-role nowadays. Now, like if we didn't have to call it by anything opponent did here, I probably would leave actually Shark Cannon in the hand, and then it shouldn't have been a Shark Cannon. Anyway, the point is that we kind of want this more to be an open zone, so just we could set 1 more. And then, because we will need 1 open zone for linkage search, so we can activate it to go from Shiz to 0, and then search and engage for the follow-up. Like this is such a, it's gonna be a new staple play, like Secret searches linkage, then we linkage instantly into 0 that adds engage to our hand for follow-up. And then then it's actually acts as a pop for opponent's turn. And then like this hand would be, we actually have 3 spells as well, so we are fine shuffling away. So we could go like bounce 2, link, the extra link summon trigger, then we would have 0 popping, Widow called by, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 interactions for fairly, and then we have still 3 cards in hand, so solid +3 in the turn. But yeah, the extra deck space is gonna be really interesting because Lemnis Gate does a lot to help alleviate it. It makes the one-offs sting less, so like Shark Cannon might be droppable to one. Like, let's go actually do the deck builder. I kinda like just drawing hands doesn't do much. Like, I want this as soon as possible onto some simulator so I can like start trying them out. But actually save deck as then if we take out all the like non-engine stuff that we could cut, like trusts, even like here is the like I don't think goods is droppable. Like Striker can abuse Blackout Laughs really well. There's Droplet, there is Linkage, Area Zero multi-roll goods. So there's plenty of ways to get it into grave, or like if you're going first, like even if you draw it when going second, and if you're going drawing first, then it's just good. Now, like especially goods is for current format, because you can just call it dead. Goods call it Blackout, send Blackout Laughs, call it detonator. Detonator is dead. It doesn't matter. Like they could have like Eclipse Twins and like 4 to 5 activations left on the detonator. It's not doing anything. So it's such a good like way to cripple Ryziel's endboards. Then Goods also has a good secondary target or primary depending on hand. In Lemlis Gate, that's also a spell, so you get 2 spells for the price of 1, and Lemnis Gate is just an easy interaction on opponent's turn. It does most likely need to like be combined with 0, but outside of that, it's good. Now that we can also like recycle stuff, it's interesting to see how the ratios go. I've seen people like talk like now you can go 1 Ray and 1 Throws, but that is wrong, in my opinion. The new stuff actually is so good, or like because Ray can cheat out 0, so your hand can be just Ray and fucking set 4. You normal summon Ray go into 0, add engage, and then you go pass turn. Or if you're feeling spicy, you go Ray, normal summon Ray, go Shizuku, add a linkage, go into 0. That's mostly you get 1 linkage out of your deck and 1 spell into graveyard for the pretty much same effect. And if you had something like Lemnis Gate as a set, you might want the second body in graveyard, so you have 2 bodies and 2 bodies, and then you have already 1 spell. So if you activate anything like Widow, Shark Cannon, then you have the necessary equipment to shuffle 1 back. And here actually is something I want to talk about. Like, Lemnis Gate is, well, not really difficultly written, but still it's maybe confusing for some. So you need to do shuffle both. It's not or, it's and. So you need to do at least 2 Sky Striker Aces and 2 Oh, and it's just such a FU, by the way. It's Sky Striker Ace monsters, not Sky Striker monsters. So something like Sinus is not a Sky Striker Ace. So we really do. We'll never be playing the bots. Like Sinus is fine. I Sinus is like I've seen people talk about Sinus already because there is some stuff you could do with it, like Sinus discard, Lemniscate, Sinus effect, special summon Rose. You can instantly link into something, and that's okay, but I just don't see it. Like, there's too many. You normal summon this, and you get Ash, you get Imperm, you get Vader, and then you're stuck on Sinus. Like, then you have to play like Anima or something to get a Link 1 off the field. Unless the like prototype Sky Striker Ace can use Sky Striker monsters, not just aces, then that might help a lot on Sinus's case, but otherwise, and like it's a decent normal summon. Like I don't hate it. Like you can definitely do stuff with it, especially like if we get Camellia, you can make normal summon Sinus, make Camellia, then like do the Link Shuffle, and then maybe even end on 0, or like end on go from Camellia, send something, add back it with Kagari, and then go Shizuku to end on 0, and then you have next turn you have a Sinus affecting Grave, so you have an exchanger from there for something like SP, Azealia. There's a lot of options there, but the what was I talking about? Yeah, like it's Sky Striker Aces and Sky Striker spells, so you can do 1-1. Then you just don't get anything else out of it. So you most likely want to do at least 2 Sky Striker Aces and 2 Sky Striker spells. Unfortunately, you have to do like equal number of each, so it can't be like Shuffle Ray Rose and a linkage. For bounce 1, it's Shuffle Ray Rose, linkage, and something for a bounce. Which is, I see why they added that restriction. It needs to be there. Because, it's otherwise it's a way too unfair card. And then if you do get just one more Sky Striker Ace, which isn't the Ace part isn't hard, and then if you have a spare spell that you can send, then you get 2 bounces, and those are non-targeting, so there's so much you can like board breaking side do to your opponent with this. And then there was something else I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, the second effect is just excellent, like additional point of interaction, especially combined with Zero, but it's Zero on the art, so of course it combines well with her. Then Blackout, I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, and then like now extra deck side we have like Temperance is much better because we can like steal something with Widow from opponent, then dag out 0 for the pop. Then you have like negated and stolen, like or negated and removed 2 opponent monsters, and like 1 negated and stolen 1, destroyed 1. Then you can go those 3 into Temperance, so you can suck 1 more, and then I don't know. That's still a lot of varied ways of your monsters being removed. Like Temperance keeps the card hostage, so if it's I don't know if current examples, but like something like Poplar, like Snake Eye summons Let's go with the snake eye, like how this could be in theory for work. For example, they summon Ash, then we just widow it. Then they go Diabellstar, summon it, but then like set sinful, well, deception. There's a deception. Anyway, you pop the deception when it's still. You probably like let them flip and then tribute the their freaking Diabellstar to add back, or like try to add, and then you can pop it with the 0, and then after that, like you get the Ray and Rose on your field, and you don't even have to instantly like pop your stuff here, or like you don't have to go Demonstrate. Then maybe they have Bonfire and then they go Poplar. Then you can go respond with Ray effect to special summon Kagari, add back an NK gauge, while also banishing Lemnis Gate to use the tree to make a Temperance. Then you steal the Poplar, and now Poplar is the hostage in your spell trap zone, and it doesn't go to grave. They can't do any of the they don't get it on their spell traps, so they can't use it for, I don't know, like Doom Dragon or something. It's well, it's not like a relevant example as these two decks will not be played at the same time, but you get the idea how you can, like, you have also the option of just Zeke banishing. There's so many like layers of what you can do to your opponent's cards now. Yeah, and like your removal is so much more varied as well. Like now you have non-targeting bounce, targeting steal, targeting pop, banish, targeting banish till end phase, board wipe, like non-targeting destruction that also works on back rows. This works on back rows. This kinda works on back rows. Like you have so much interactions that going first is, I think it's the only way we go forward here. Or like we just, before we needed the big value like lightning storms and such to bridge the gap. Like we get the game state simplified and then just do Sky Striker things and win. But now we can just force the game state to be simple because, you know, I interacted with 5 of your activations, then you have 1 more left, and most likely that will not be enough. Like you either don't have normal summons, the last card, like it's stuck in your hand or something, whatever. Or maybe you used a hand trap earlier on the turn and then now you just don't have it. Or like you were on a 5 card because you negated Kagari or something. Then there's like what I consider like a lot of the Sky Striker side. Let me just resort this a bit so I can like show my thoughts. Like the more back the card, or like the back room, the rear end of these cards are something I'm like not 100% sure we should be on still, like every time. Afterburners is actually kinda on this side of the things nowadays. Area Zero and Area Zero and Terraforming are relevant cards now, more than they have been in a while. For 2 reasons. We're going first, that's so Area Zero can just find engage, and like we want more engages. for sure. Second off, it's if you start with terraforming, you get a free spell engrave, and then sometimes you do need to like get an engage 0 or 0 out of your field, and you don't want to do it like maybe you go link start with fuck. Anyway, let's hop there and then back here so we didn't lose cards. Anyway, you go something like a 0, a linkage into 0, then add engage, then terraforming for area 0, and then you can area 0 target your 0, and if you succeed, then like nice, now you can go engage Kagari, engage Shizuku, set linkage, so you can use linkage on or like, well, not set linkage, but anyway, the basic point stands that area 0 is just better, a lot better now, like in general as a card for the deck. Then now, like trust, triple attacks are a bit hard to qualify. If you're playing Black Goat Laughs, then maybe you want trust in main, because it's still if opponent activates anything, it's a free spell. The downside is if opponent doesn't add anything, these are dead cards, and then like you also are playing Afterburners. Well, outside of Afterburners, there's not a lot of dead cards anymore, but like it might be a second copy of Goods, maybe a second copy of Droplets, second Lemnis Gate, like you can, or you know, Weaved Area 0, stuff like that, that you can end up in the situation where your 5-card hand has like 2 or 3 dead cards. So, and that's obviously not great, but and in modern paced Yu-Gi-Oh! It can be a death sentence. Honestly, I just hope the prototype is really good, because then we can do some funny stuff with it. Like, if it has, because we can go Hornet Drones into it, and like we don't want to like go into Kagari. Most likely, if Hornet Drones is the only spell in our grave. And we also don't want to go to Shizuku before we are actually gonna be ending our turn. So then we have to like waste a Hayate or a Kaina. Oh, and like speaking of extra deck space, like Lemnis Gate also changes some other facts. Like, I'm personally probably still feeling for now, like again, I am. This is very early days, like theory crafting of this stuff, but like, I've seen people like go like this, just for extra deck space, which is fair enough. Like I would probably like 00, but going like damn, I do really have the like as my filler word. So you go with 0 as your end piece, and then you need probably more than one of it, because you go through multiples, like on your turn 1 and then opponent's turn you might make a second one, or you might need it for an OTK. Oh, I haven't even started on the how much more damage Striker can push now easily. We will get to it, so don't worry about it. See, let's see. What else? What else? What else? Well, I briefly touched on then, like, oh, I do want to like start up talk quickly about the sinful spoils. Then you can go like, because I've seen already like a build. Already, I've seen a build. Yeah, there's deception. Something like this. It would play like they were playing some. Also, oh, we need one Diabell Star. I do think the new art is really cool as well. So anyway, but you would go like mulch armies as your hand traps, something like this, and then deception as. Oh, they were also the one who were running like low counts. Then you would probably cut like most of the. Yeah, you would cut trust for sure. Maybe even afterburners. Anyway, the logic is that you just need more monsters, so you can use deception, which is fair enough, but and then you would like on one shark cannon and maybe two Lemnis gates only, something like this. The positives of this build is, well, mostly it's Sylvia. You get a negate, you get an Omni, but I think you sacrifice too much for it. Not in extra deck space, because I can see the world where something like this is the modern Skytracker Ace like lineup you play, but more on the yes, these are all powerful, but I played this on Master Duel already, and there was the clear issue of yes, these are good cards, these work, but they come with a big but. And the but is that yes, these do good things for you, but these also are really monotonous in that they do only, you basically do just Sylvia, and any extra copies of Deception and Wanted after doing the first one most likely are just bricks, and you draw so much that you're just drawing in bricks. If you have like, well, you're done the combo once, so you have 4 bricks just from these. You have like 2 Wanteds and 2 Deceptions in deck. Worst case scenario, you banish the Wanted and then you have 3 Deceptions and 2 Wanteds. Now, why I'm saying they are bricks, even though like they can enable you to make a second Sylvia, it's the you're not breaking a board with Sylvia, and also you're disabling all your own spells by making a Sylvia into main monster zones, and then you're struggling with how do I end the game, because if you have Sylvia up you can't go linkage OTKs. So the most likely scenario where you would hit like Sylvia 19, Ray 15 for combine of 34, then Ray tag out for 0 hit for 5,400 and like 2,000 for 5,400 total, and then 0 tag out for Ray and Rose for the remaining 3k, which is fine. I get it. I see the logic here, but I'm just not confident this is the way we are. I do think the guy was running some other stuff as well. Like I think they were running the was it Ken? Yeah, Ken and Jen. Align both Ken and Jen, and then trusts and talents. Like I'm seeing the idea, and I appreciate the attempt to innovate, but it's just it's too much pizzazz, and like, you know, I can see where you go absolutely bonkers, like +5 on turn one, and then you're like, this is the best version of the deck. Why is nobody playing this? But I'm also seeing the world where you have to break a board with wanted deceptions, wanted deception, or like Diabell doesn't do anything for your breaking board part and stuff like that, where you just are stuck. Like, none of your stuff is in of itself gonna clear the board, or like help you. These aren't even that close to helping you to clear the board. Again, I'm just seeing so many where your hand is clogged with too much sinful spoils and Asaminas and stuff compared to the Sky Striker stuff. And I might be completely wrong. Like, I'm willing to admit that it's still where it's still something I probably will at least playtest when we get this into Omega or something. But for now, I am skeptical. Let's go with skeptical. But yeah, multi-roll is kinda iffy. Yeah, Afterburners was there, but I wouldn't play Mulch armies. Like, again, that was different build, so. But I would definitely be on our Area Zero, just because, well, I guess Area Zero can whiff, but if you want to go do the math on how likely it is to whiff on when you're playing 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 19. Don't remember, did I call? Anyway, you're almost half your deck is Sky Striker's cards, so depending on how many of these would you be on. Again, Shark Cannon being played as one is something that is mostly allowed by Lemnis Gate. And again, not a modern example, but back in Master Duel early seasons when Eldritch was good, playing 2 Shark Cannons was crucial for being able to banish all 3 of their Golden Lords. But now, like, this, it might be a side deck thing, because against Raziel, it's really good to have the Shark Cannon, so you can prevent the Eclipse Twin bring back, and and then also Blue Eyes is just vulnerable to getting Shark Cannoned on a lot of their early plays. Oh, I didn't even think about how much Zero helps. Like, Striker has already a good, in my opinion, a good matchup against the Blue Eyes. But being able to pop their True Light is such an advantage. It's gonna be good. Anyway, what I was gonna be saying is, I don't need those in the extra deck anymore. Is now I lost my train of. But yeah, Shark Cannon on the other hand is terrible against the Malice. Sometimes you can save yourself by banishing a Malice, or not banishing a Malice, but stealing the Malice body from grave from something like Bestial. And sometimes it's just a dead card. So the biggest, if you are on it, then you probably should. That's like when access code was really good, useful. And sometimes you can just take an IP or something in Malice matchups, and if they play the Desa Worm, then you can instantly threaten the negate out of it. Like, it's not useless, it's just very limited use cases. Yeah. Then, yeah, we also got so much more damage out of it. I haven't really calculated what you need for an OTK, but if you have a dark in graveyard, then you have OTK just out of a linkage, because then linkage because zero itself is light. Oh, that actually matters a bit, because I don't have it here, but I do have it in Omega, so let me just... Here we go. Do you like me using Omega as a background? Anyway, background sounds. Anyway, this was the basic idea. Oh yeah, I haven't even talked about the droplet of that too. It's a valid thing. Like, I normally hate playing cards at 2 that are not semi-limited, because the logic is almost always you wanna see it sometimes but not always, and that's just bad logic. Most of the time the card is just you search it, or you so you search it so it's a one-off, or you want to see it enough that playing it as a 3-off is worth it for the times you see multiples. And droplet is one of those where, like, if you see multiple droplets, then you saw multiple droplets, then you just send the other one for the other one's cost. Not a big deal. Anyway, this was my like plan originally. Like, without like, I was just expecting like we get Chameleon and Engage Zero and maybe okay support, then we would be playing the 9 hand traps in triple Psalm of Kings, Dominus Impulse, and Imperm, because Dominus Impulse does turn off stuff. Like, you lose Hayate, you lose Kaina, you lose Engage Zero, you lose Rose. Good cards, not gonna lie. Like, I kind of saves your butt sometimes. Hayate helps you get spells in graveyard, but there's the but again. But the Dominus Impulse is better. Just Solemn Warning from hand is so good. Well, not Solemn Warning exactly, but still. And then you had Psalm of Kings, because Striker has a multitude of ways of abusing both Impulse and Kings, where you send it for something like Imperm or Linkage, and then while it's already resolved, while it's in the chain, so it sees itself in graveyard and it's like, oh, there's a trap, let's get the bonus effect as well. And Dominus Impulse was exceptional against what's the deck called? Blue Eyes. Like, if they use True Light and you have a trap in graveyard, you can say Dominus Impulse, you die now. Or you can use Dominus Impulse on their when they try to tag out the link. Same for Psalm of Kings on those, and then like that was why I was originally drawn into this, and the downsides aren't too bad, especially like when you're only on 4 monsters. But now you can't be locked out of lights because 0 is too good. I had the idea like a bit of a different extra deck with... We don't know about this thing. This might be the best card we will ever get, or it's just another Sinus, or even worse, maybe it's a Sage. Anyway, this, because it's a Link 1, it might deserve a spot, and then you cut like Hayate Hayate Shishuku, that's like I don't see the world where probably we are probably not on multiple Hayates anymore, but that's not for now. Like that is dependent on are we getting more stuff still, or are these two it? And if we don't get more stuff, then that's fine as well. Like these are more than enough. But if we get more, then we get more. And if the prototype is good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. That's like I don't think they will be the deciding factor on is Striker playable. Like from here on, I'm truly believing that we are so back. Like there's no way that this isn't enough. Now I have to take a little break, but I'll be back and then we will continue this for a bit and then we will hop on Master Duel. And we're back. And next up, I kind of want to talk about like the different approaches. Like, there's definitely hand traps. Going something like, well, I'm just gonna be filling with random hand traps because hand traps are always meta dependent, but I don't think the actual like the basic logic of we need now around like 13 hand traps or 12 to 12 is the minimum like for getting the almost 50-50 with 12 on drawing 2 hand traps, because 1 hand trap currently hasn't been very impactful for a long time, or at least not like if it's not a blowout hand trap. Anyway, I'm talking besides the point, but here you would probably start cutting like again into I really like the Area Zero, but if you wanna do it, then you cut something like these. Maybe afterburners, if you're gonna wanna go minimum, and then honestly, multi-roll is weird. Like it's hard to say sometimes. Like sometimes it might be drifting slowly into the like win more category where when it's good, it wins the game, but there's so many times where it's just a card like yeah it sets back one widow and then nothing else really, and it doesn't really help you break the board if you go second. It's just mostly because the format has evolved again and a removal it has become a lot easier. Because back in the day when multi-roll was good, removal was hard. So if you got multi-roll stick on the board, then opponents had to basically draw a Cosmic Cyclone or something to get rid of it. There was no like simple one card solution to it. Now, the actual stuff we can. So this is the like, I don't know, hand trap build, something like this. Like maybe shark cannons, maybe cut multi rolls, maybe act talents or something. Maybe third goods, maybe upstarts, or maybe more hand traps. I probably would want like maybe like 2 more. Like take these 2 out, add 2 more just to get bit more consistency. The upsides of this build is it's a lot less weak to something like a Feather Duster or Lightning Storm from the main deck, and well, especially from the side deck where those mostly reside. But like Tenpai can just I'm just gonna save and then go to this build. Like if this is just dead, or not, well, not dead, but like takes a massive damage from a single lightning storm or feather duster or anything like that. So I would prepare for that inside deck, something like Solemns, maybe something else, maybe the new Link 1 protects from destruction. That would be just mwah. Thank you, Mr. Konami. Anyway, the point is that this has a bit more gas, I think, in playing into board. Just more interactions directly on opponents, or like on your turn when breaking. And something like Chalice is much stronger than a Veiler, or well, Veiler and Imperm, especially Veiler, just is weaker than Chalice. But and then there is the like Azamina build, and it has the biggest benefit of you are playing the one Omni Negate. The problem is that a lot of your interactions is stuck behind your Omni until you actually resolve it. So opponent can pretty easily like bait out, or like do something that forces you to negate and then just drop a duster. So I don't know. It's probably here is about how much you can theorycraft before you're just on the realm of wild speculation, before we know what exactly we are getting. But it's June. So June. It's July. Like early July. I'm excited. I have high hopes for these ones, and as soon as they get into Omega, we probably do a stream testing out different things. But until then, we will have to just be patient and hope for the V-Jump promo to be a good one.